In this video we're going to be checking out the top 5 best saltwater baitcasting reels in this year. I made this list based on products' features, online popularity, consumers' reviews, brand reputation, prices and more. I've included options for every type of consumer. If you want more information and updated pricing on the products mentioned, be sure to check the links in the description down below. Okay, so let's get started with the video. Number 1. Shimano Torium Star Drag Reel. Shimano is one of the most confided in names in fishing. In the event that you need a refined, exemplary style reel that will be a solid workhorse for quite a long time, this is an incredible spot to begin. Directly out of the entryway you'll see the tremendous positive hold and enormous wrenching arm. This is planned explicitly to give you huge loads of capacity to reef on those large fish and carry them to the vessel. Close by that, the spool is enormous as well. It's measured to deal with 530 yards of 50-pound play, which is only a huge load of line. While the bearing tally may not be amazing at 3+1, I believe Shimano's rep and this present reel's very much adored inheritance represent themselves. It likewise acquires hostile to erosion coatings on the apparatuses and internals for a long life. Best for a basic and demonstrated workhorse when it's an ideal opportunity to savage or dance for huge ones. Number 2. Abu Garcia C4-6601 Ambassador Baitcast Reel. Abu is a very much cherished brand that has no absence of involvement planning winning reels. This full-size saltwater baitcasting reel is prepared to handle anything from trout to the ocean base. With a 6-pin radial stopping mechanism, this reel is basic and dependable. Truth be told, on the off chance that I needed to pick only one stopping mechanism for a reel, it would be a quality outward brake, so that is awesome. This reel is accessible in 3 diverse significant sizes. Of these, the biggest is equipped for holding 310 yards of 50 pounds twist, which ought to be sufficient for all intents and purposes any circumstance. At 15 pounds of max drag, I think the brakes come up short for bigger species, however 15 pounds isn't anything to sniffle at either. Generally speaking, it's an attractive reel with all the highlights you'd anticipate from a full-size saltwater rig at a sensible cost. Best for those savaging for moderate fish and a tight spending plan. Number 3. Lew's Fishing SSN-1SH Speed Spool Baitcasting Reel. Lew's is an incredible fishing brand very much adored by recreational fishermen and stars both. Their standing for extraordinary apparatus reaches out to this position of safety bitecaster. At a small amount of the size and weight of the bigger bitecasters on our rundown, this position of safety inshore reel is a projecting machine. It has a 7.5:1 rigging proportion for quick recovers, which implies more projects, and quicker projects. It has an outer controlled attractive stopping mechanism which is utilized to control spool invade. Combined with the spool strain handle, this gives all the slowing down acclimation to your projects. Holding 140 yards of 12 pounds test line, it won't take immense runs from gigantic fish. This is an inshore reel for projecting around spread and chasing for those moderate sportfish. All things considered, the 20 pounds of drag will slow down any, however unquestionably the greatest fish. Best for inshore projecting on moderate to more modest species. Number 4. Abu Garcia Rivo X Inshore Casting Reel. Abu's Rivo arrangement has for some time been the norm of moderate execution among recreational fishermen. Would it be able to hold facing contenders like the Speed Spool and Alexa? I suspect as much. A note forthright: when I went to Abu's site, it neglected to list the heaviness of the reel and the maximum drag. Apparently enormous oversights on such a trustworthy maker. Abu realizes how to construct reels that work, however, and their inshore reel makes certain to deal with anything you toss at it. I like that it has an underlying oil port, as well. This is a regularly neglected component on some top-of-the-line reels. I additionally like the lower 6.6 rigging proportion, which implies more slow recover, however more noteworthy influence for greater fish. In case you're wanting to target enormous fish and push the constraints of your reel, the lower gear proportion will help. Best for a low apparatus proportion inshore projecting reel for winning intense battles. Number 5. Cast King Royale Legend, Whitemax Low Profile. This aluminum-bodied reel highlights metal riggings and a carbon fiber drag framework. It is a flexible reel, and is helpful for freshwater just as most saltwater sorts of fishing. KastKing standing for quality hardware at a low value makes this a decent reel for fishers who should give a shot baitcasting on a careful spending plan. Numerous fishermen report fulfillment with this current reel's presentation that surpasses reels costing a few times more. This KastKing highlights a double slowing mechanism and a higher apparatus proportion to help with smooth projecting and quick recovery. The 10-bearing framework is smooth, and with some training, this reel will give a roll as well as considerably more costly reels. This an incredible decision for fishermen who need to evaluate saltwater baitcasting with a cheap reel to get insight and create baitcasting aptitudes. It is sufficient for most inshore procedures and surf fishing, and with appropriate support will make for a fine saltwater baitcasting reel for an assortment of employments.